Hi, and welcome to a special edition of Cochise County Sunday Roundtable. We are on location in Douglas at the Mexican Consulate here in the city of Douglas, and we are joined by the consulate herself, Rita Vargas. Thank you so much for joining us here in your office here in Douglas. Rita, can you tell us a little bit, for people who might not know, what are some of the basic things that the Mexican Consul does, the kind of services you provide?
I would like to start saying that the consulate is here to provide protection to the Mexicans living abroad. And in this case, we are focused on the Cochise, Graham, and Greenlee counties, and we provide services in order to know the rules of this country, and we have a legal advice, and we provide and issue documentations to the Mexican community. The main mission is to provide services to the Mexican community, but at the same time, we provide services to the US people living here, those people interested in just moving to the Mexican side or to do business in Mexico as well.
hmm And so a lot of people may not know that you also work Graham and Greenlee County too. What are the main services you provide here in Douglas and there as well? What does this consul do most of its time doing for Mexican people?
As a border consulate, the main mission is to provide services to the community crossing the border, for example, and especially identify those with some kind of problems, trying to help them and to identify the situation, and as well to coordinate some activities with the people, with the US agents in the border, and to coordinate and to identify the problems if some Mexicans face that kind of situation crossing the border, but not just crossing legally, but those people crossing documented, we provide services as well. So this is the main reason of border consulate, and of course we provide services to the rest of the people living in this region.
hmm and so obviously you represent people legally. You help them get in contact with, if they end up in some sort of legal problem, you help them get in contact with legal services, right? But you also provide health services and things of that nature, right? Can you talk a little bit about that? Some of the health things you do, some of the scholarship opportunities, and other sorts of things like that you do in the community?
Yes, the Consulate of Mexico provides support to the best students that they need or don't have enough money to continue studying, and we provide scholarships. We work along different academic institutions to provide that money. And we are part of a selection process, and we support that people in order to be better, to have more opportunities, and this is very important. And George is speaking about education, but as well, we already have a different partnership with institutions, for example, the University of Arizona, providing health services to the community as well. And it has been a very, very important program because we have identified in early stages of any illness to the Mexicans or any people who come to the consulates, in this case, to this consul, to get this kind of test in order to identify any kind of problems. And most important, we already have the results, because we can help, and we already help a lot of people to avoid any fatal consequences. And we have another programs, especially legal program. This legal program is very important because it's a priority for the government of Mexico, and is one of our priorities, and provide legal assistance to the Mexicans. They need to understand their rights and as well their obligations. This is not just one way, both ways. We need to follow the law, and they need to understand as well the rights they have in the United States. If they want to come to work or to study, they need to follow the rules. They need to get the a specific visa or any document to come to work, to study, or whatever they need to do here in the United States.
And here in the Douglas office, you're saying that there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people in Douglas and Agua Prieta who are they are legal residents of the U.S., but they have houses in Mexico and they cross for work or school. Is that the main thing you see here in Douglas for the services offered?
Well, something I can identify that happens along the border, both sides. And well, something important is the parents are legal residents in the United States, or they are citizens as well. So depending, this is the side that the parents follow in order to stay in one side of the other, or they have other opportunities. So this is something that happened in the border as well.
And this is part of the Heroes Paisanos program. Can you talk a little bit about that? That kind of involves that cross-border dual living.
Well, this is services the government of Mexico provides to the Mexican communities, or even foreign people visiting Mexico. In this case, in the summer, we expect a lot of people attending, for example, the World Cup in Mexico, and or just Mexicans visiting this year their families. And we provide different services for all that people. We provide services about what to do with the card, because in most cases they have US plates from different states. So we need to provide a legal assistance in order to know that they have a temporary permit to travel into Mexico, but they have to come back. And the kind of documents to cross the border, and what kind of merchandise they can cross the border as well, what they are allowed to cross at what note, and they have to pay sometimes to cross any kind of any kind of things they want to bring with them in order to give some gifts in Mexico.
Mm-hmm. And then you have, excuse me, you have some events coming up here. July 11th, you have the Saturday consular service. That's going to kind of be like a regular office day, but on Saturdays, so more people can make it if they're not working. But you have your big event, your big annual event is your 9th annual External Legal Assistance Week. That'll be July 27th to the 31st. The theme is Inclusion is Protection. Can you talk a little bit about that event and what that theme means?
Well, this program is very important for us in the way our priority is to provide services to the community. We focus on legal advice in this week. Each year we have an objective, and we try to organize with one subject each year. So this year we are focused on inclusion is protection. What this means is exactly that all the people have rights, and we explain exactly everything about that right. So this year's group of attorneys are providing this kind of advice to all the community, not just the Mexicans. This is open to all the people, but the idea is that the people can understand that all the people have rights, and what kind of rights, how to use that rights, and to follow the rules. This is very, very important, and this is a Mexican initiative that is decided to have this specific week once in a year with different ideas. Sometimes it's just labor, sometimes it's just about criminal offenses, or I don't know, different idea each year. And this year is inclusion is protection, the objective to provide information to the Mexican community.
Okay. And you're saying that you do, and I don't know if you've done them in the past or you're going to be doing remote consuls, even in Safford and the Graham area. Can you talk a little bit about those remote consuls?
Yes, once in a month we move to different places where we identify the Mexican community, because their working activities, they are not able to attend the consulates from Monday to Friday. So we provide services in different places. really far away from the consulate. First of all, because sometimes most of them work even in Saturday, so we wait for them until they finish the day, and this is the opportunity to receive all the families to ask, for example, passports, information, or they need some information as well in health education, uh, where to go and how to receive, for example, better educational opportunities. We provide all the information about what we do, and as well we provide and issue Mexican documentation for all of them.
And we were talking a little bit earlier. You used to talk about having good relationships with Border Patrol, with ICE, with all the law enforcement. What's that like, especially if you're doing a remote event? Do you get cooperation from those agencies?
Well, this is something important. It's the most important when a consulate is working abroad, especially in this case in this region. This is the main thing. We need to have a very good understanding with all the law enforcement. We understand the jobs. They understand our job. So that's the way to work together and to provide better services. This is something I just exchanged in a meeting with some officers, that finally we don't have any reason to be working in an opposite way. We work together. We are working with the same community, but they are working in a different way as us. So just to have a very good understanding about our jobs is the way to work with all the people and all the agencies, and especially the law enforcement.
Okay. What do you think is the biggest people in Cochise County and in this area? What is the people don't understand about what the consul does? What people misunderstand about what you guys do that you find?
I think the main problem we identify is because we don't have the ways to inform all the people. Even we back and forth and have meetings with different communities in these three counties. I think we can go forward because if we have the support of different media, will be much better. We have our social media. We used to have a Facebook Live, but not all the people follow the consulate, or they don't have social media. They don't know how to use that. So that's, I think, the main problem. Many people use the cell phone just to call, to make telephone calls, and that's it. Sometimes they use Facebook, and that's it. So I think this is the first problem we have in this region. And even we work with all the communities. We try to be in the middle of the Facebook activities and provide information. I think this is the main problem we have in this region.
Exciting times for Mexico. One of the co-hosts of the World Cup, Mexico versus England Sunday. Are you hosting any watch parties, and who wins?
Well, I don't want to share this information. Of course, I have my heart. I support Mexico, but I expect the best game next Sunday.
Okay, fantastic. Rita Vargas with the Mexican Consulate here in Douglas. Thank you so much for your time, Rita. And if people want to find out more, you can find about them online. And they are located here at 1324 G Avenue in Douglas. Services for all Mexican citizens and really just the community in general. So, Rita, thank you very much for your time.
Now, thank you to my Herald Review for being here. Thank you for being here. And of course, we are open anytime for all the community.
Fantastic.